Hi, everyone. It's Pastor Sarah Stobie from Bayshore Lutheran Church, and welcome again to Biblical Lit, or Biblical Literacy, where we, for the whole year of 2022, we are reading the Bible in its entirety. We're a couple weeks behind, and that's my fault. I was on vacation for 2 weeks, and then I had problems filming with my phone, so I've now moved to an iPad, and hopefully you will see that we're caught up very quickly here. This week is for week 21 and 22, and if you look at our daily reading guide, that wraps up Nehemiah. We read Esther in its entirety, and then we begin the long journey through Job. And we read Job for half of week 21 all the way through week 22. So I just didn't know what to do with this. So I want to start this vlog with you by saying the idea I came up, you might not care for. And so I want to say this with a lot of respect that I have a very dry sense of humor. Things that I find to be humorous, some people don't. Some people are kind of surprised that I find such things humorous. So this week is not a biblical commentary. This week is not me walking through the book of Job. I just did that, my friends. We had a weekly Bible study on Wednesday mornings, which I'm going to start up again in September. And we walked through the book of Job so much that the thought of even talking about Job in any seriousness just made me kind of clutch. So here's your fair warning. In fact, warning is written on the screen. This is going to be a satirical moment vlog. And what I have done is not for anyone who is easily offended, I'm just putting it out there, or anyone who doesn't have a sense of dry humor. So if you were looking for biblical commentary on Esther and Job, by all means, just stop. Just stop the video right here and move on. But if you are curious or you feel that you won't get upset with me with what happens next, by all means, keep watching. So what I have decided to do for this week 21 and week 22 is to give you 10 favorite quotes in Job. Now, I told you this was a satire, right? Okay. And these are my 10 favorite quotes in Job because the Bible is rich, just absolutely rich, with verses that we don't quote for a good reason. And we don't sew them on pillows or put them on beautiful artwork because, yeah, they're not good. So these are my 10 favorite ones from the book of Job. And I'm smiling as I say it because, again, I want you to know that this is complete satire. I've warned you. Here we go. Favorite quotes in Job. Chapter 3, verse 11. Why did I not die at birth? Yeah, I felt that way a few times. Not seriously. Remember, this is satire, but sometimes I do wonder, oh my word, why am I here? But very briefly. Again, this is a joke, my friends. Chapter 3, verse 26. I am not at ease. Oh, I love this one. When you are in an argument with someone or you are in a place or a space where people are talking around you about things that you just absolutely disagree with, be like Job and just say, I am not at ease. And then tell them that you're quoting the Bible. Chapter 6, verse 15. This is fun. I'm trying not to laugh. My companions are treacherous. I just love that. My companions are treacherous. You are surrounded by your friends and you realize, wow, these people are toxic. So, modern translation, my friends are toxic. My companions are treacherous. chapter 9, verse 21. Now again, remember, this is a satire. Job says this actually more than 2 times. Job says, chapter 9, 21, and also chapter 10, verse 1, I loathe my life. Enough said on that one. Chapter 10, verse 20. When people are bothering you, quote Job and say, let me alone. I love this. Chapter 12, verse 3. Now this one you might not think is a fabulous one or, worthy of repeating, but it could be a clutch move. Like if you're in an argument with someone and that person seems to feel they have the upper hand on you or something. Quote Job as saying, I am not inferior to you. Oh, Job, you're so good. Now, verse 4 of chapter 13. Doctors, I love you. Medical professionals, I respect you and love you. It's just the occupation, okay? Don't take it personally. But Job gets so upset with those people around him. They were supposed to comfort him, right? They were supposed to sit with him in the ashes and as he's grieving and just really upset and he's suffering deeply. He's lost everything. His friends are horrible. They do not give him the comfort that he needs. And so at some point, chapter 13, verse 4, Job has enough. And he says, you whitewash with lies. You are a worthless physician. I like that. Okay. Now, this one I think about ever since I've read it this past year, when I get up to speak, whether it's biblical vlogs or it's homilies or whatever. I do try, my friends, to create homilies that are short and succinct. I try to keep them under 10 minutes because if you go longer than 10 minutes, for me, if you can't say it in 10 minutes or less, you've lost me. Unless, I'm going in. Like, I know this is going to be a keynote and I know I'm going to have like a 45-minute to an hour listening experience. Homilies now are just not like that, right? We just don't have that kind of preaching, at least in the ELCA experience that we have here. So I do try really hard to keep those homilies 10 minutes. The reason why I'm saying all this is because I'm excusing myself for what this verse is. This verse in chapter 16, verse 3, is Job getting frustrated with those people who just keep talking. And he says, have windy words no limits. What provokes you to keep on talking? So, my friends, when you're in the pew or watching from your couch at home, and I am just going on and on and on, you can quote Job and you can say, have windy words no limits, Pastor Sarah? Now, chapter 19, verse 17. This is for all of us who have spouses and partners, and sometimes we know we upset them. Sometimes we know we upset those who love us the most, and sometimes we just know that we're on the bad side, if you will. And Job knows he's on the bad side of his wife, and so he says, my breath is repulsive to my own wife. I'm going to say that to Pete someday. Is my breath repulsive to you? I told you, this is a satire. And then the last one, I chose this one personally because I don't know about you, but I hit 50 and things just started to go, yeah. That's all I'm going to say. Things just started to go. And I've noticed that, like, especially the last year, that when I get out of bed, I'm not just hopping out of bed anymore. I'm kind of like rolling out. I'm rolling out with support from the wall, and I'm, getting both feet on the ground, And as I do so, my bones just seem to like wake up later than I do, and they kind of moan and creak as I, get up for the day. And if you're like me with this and you have that symphony of cracking in the morning, then you might like this verse too. Chapter 30, verse 17. The night racks my bones. I like that. I have this image of being on the torture rack, because that's what that means. The torture rack where, you're stretched, all four limbs are stretched apart. And Job says, yeah, the night racks my bones. Welcome to 50. So I said this was a satire. I hope you enjoyed it, for those of you who stayed on. And I promise my next one will be far more serious. Blessings and peace to you. And remember, there's a lot of good stuff in the Bible, and people would be surprised if you started quoting it. Take care. Bye.